I paid $8,000 for a 1-hour session. It was a hypnotist, and here's why. So allow me to be cocky here for a second. I'm a 6'4" Asian dude with decent looks, and with a decent physique. I make good money as well. But I have my own deep insecurities, which is that my confidence is based on a lot of my skill set and my accolades, what I've achieved so far. In the Bible, it says that everyone has equal values. But for me, I had to constantly feel like I have to prove my value. And for example, like if I don't retire my single mother, for example, I'm not valuable. If I'm not able to travel around the world, I'm not valuable. If I'm not tall, I'm not valuable. If I don't have a six-pack ab, I'm not valuable. I kept on placing my value more of what I have achieved so far than who I am as a creation of God. And I did not know until yesterday that I had a lot of anxiety behind it. For example, whenever I go out and hang out with my friends, I'm always thinking about work. And whenever I'm working, I'm always thinking about something else. And I'm never present in a certain moment that limits my potential, limits my quality of life, limit how I feel in my life as well. So I was talking with this hypnotist yesterday. Shout out to Ibrahim, by the way. We did a hypnotherapy session.
All right. We literally just met 40 minutes ago. We're going to scale his business and a few other things. Watch what happens on the next clip. What do you think is going to happen? I'm curious.
I don't know, surprised me, but definitely sure everything would be more seamless, effortless, and what I really want to decrease the most is like anxiety with the approaching people in general, being more social. Right? I have a strong internal dialogue in terms of I'm too shy. I know where it came from. It came from my parents, but ultimately for me, like I want to just like get rid of it. Basically. I don't know I know that's a symptom of it. I know how that would impact the business. And I realized that everything needs to be so difficult for me that if I get success, it needs to be in a very difficult, hard, grinding way. And I came to realize that, yes, I am decently successful, but I'm making my life more difficult than what it is instead of really enjoying my life. Because I hit my biggest month last month, but I felt like that wasn't enough because my perspective was, well, I should be achieving this, not this. And even if I do achieve it, then I'm like, well, I didn't achieve that. And I'm just only over here. So I understood that I place a lot of my self-values in what I can do, what I achieve, that I slowly became numb to reality. Before my hypnotherapy session, if I thought about the idea that I can make $200K a month, 2 hours a day, I would feel so much resistant because success can never be that freaking easy. It has to be hard, and the hustle is where the glory is. And I thought to myself, but I don't want to live a life like Cristiano Ronaldo or Kobe Bryant or Sam Ovens, right? Alex Ramosi. I respect those dudes, but I want to live my life though. I don't want to just stay in business all the time because I lost my dad who was just always working. I respect my dad to death, but that's how he lost his life because he was always working and he was always stressed out. And I found myself getting in the same pattern with my dad, is that I was working and I was placing a lot of my values is that I'm not valuable enough if I don't retire my mom or if I don't be the man figure for my brother. And therefore, it just kept me going harder and harder. I had to just work harder, and work harder. More was the answer. So the hypnotherapist, Ibrahim, he basically hypnotized me, but I didn't really feel anything at that certain moment. He's told me to imagine certain things, and I imagined certain things while I was like doing breath work. And then after the hypnotherapy was done, I feel a lot of things in my chest, like stress and everything. But a lot of the weight in my chest has a lot of things in my chest. It's just gone now. I was saying, yeah. I haven't felt this level of peace for a very long time. I would say, yeah. Probably the first time I'm feeling this level of peace, I guess. No way.
And when you think about hitting your goals now, like before versus now, what's the difference?
I can definitely operate way more in this state right now. Definitely feel more at peace. I told you that I cannot stop smiling, because when the 2 hours conversation that I was having with you in terms of like unpacking my, I guess, my emotional baggages, I think I was not smiling a single second.
Yep, that was when we were doing this.
Yeah. I told you, like, I don't know why I'm smiling. I don't know what's so funny, but I can't stop smiling.
You were trying to think of your old limiting beliefs and laughing at them.
Sure. But there was a lot of doubt in me and stuff. Change cannot be that easy. It just takes a lot of effort.
What's the new belief?
Up until now is now. That was my belief until now, but the new belief is just can happen in a single second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change is easy when you let it.
It's easy when you let it down. It's great. Now what I feel right now is I wanna get to work. I wanna fuck off at the same time. You know, like I wanna talk to new people for sure. Right. And yeah, like I don't know, I just feel more at peace, really, just more at peace. More at liberation.
Yeah.
Yeah, more at liberation for sure. There's something that really just we say got it out, get that out of your chest. I never got things out of my chest, but a lot of things in my chest has been let go for some reason. Yeah. Dope.
Boom.
That's good.
Proud sharp.
You know,
Crafty, man. Seriously.
I didn't feel like honestly anything. I was like, okay, that's done. I was like, how did it feel? I was like, I don't feel like anything's changed. That was how I felt at that very second, because my conscious mind was keep on telling me that change cannot be this easy. It cannot happen in this 5 minutes of hypnotherapy. So my conscious mind was battling against my subconscious mind. And my conscious mind was keep on reminding myself that this cannot be so easy. So I was processing the whole experience during when I was hypnotized. And then about 5 minutes later, I realized that everything that I wanted to do felt so effortless. For example, I told Ibrahim, hey man, actually, I want to work now. Like, not because I need to work, because I always kept on telling myself that I need to work, I need to work, I need to do this, I need to do more. I didn't felt like unstoppable. I didn't felt like I wanted to work. I'm an extreme shy dude, by the way, and I never crack conversation with strangers, but I felt like I want to talk with someone right now. And another 5 minutes passed and I was like, keep on smiling. I couldn't stop laughing or smiling. I think my subconscious was basically processing the whole entire moment of that whole hypnotherapy journey. And I realized that change can be very instant, that change is extremely easy, that the things that I want in life doesn't have to be that hard as I make it sound like. And I don't have to make it harder than what it is. And that is a lesson that I want to tell you guys, that what if you guys are making closing harder than what it is? Because closing is all about just connecting with the person, talking with the person, overcoming their fears at the end of the day. How difficult can that be? It's just talking with people. You're not working in the construction side. You actually get the privilege of talking with a human being and their real desires. You would be having the most deepest conversations with them. You get to do that. And the moment you just embrace the fact that it's just easy, and the moment that you embrace the fact that it doesn't have to be that hard, that's where you realize that you become unstoppable. Where you're in the call, where you make things sound so effortless, that you're just so present to the minute that you can calculate your next moves without actually consciously thinking about it. Your subconscious mind is just taking over you, and therefore you spit out whatever you need to spit out, and everything that you spit out is just the right questions that you need to ask. What if you can be in that state though? What I realize is that if change is instant, and that I can decide my own state on how I am gonna live my life, then there's nothing really stopping me at the end of the day. Now, everything that I felt like was so difficult, for example, reaching out to strangers or making 200K or 300K or $1 million a month, working 2 hours a day, for example, it no longer feels difficult for me anymore. I thought I had delusional faith, but it was faith behind my work ethic, not for who I can become. And once I place my faith on who I can become and who I am as a human being, not my accolades, now achieving the things that I want to achieve in my life feels very seamless now. I have no doubt that I'm going to achieve that now. And I've never felt this level of peace or empowerment for a very long time. So that's that. Always remember that change is way more easier than you think it is. Don't make your life any more difficult than what it is. The reason why you're thinking it's more difficult than what it is because you want to justify your own current standards right now, your own current comfort zone, your current result right now. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's way more easier than you think it is once you know and believe that's easy for you. See you in the next one.